Hey guys, we wanted to give you an update from our last video, and as we sit here on New Year's Eve, we are just so grateful for all of you who have reached out and who are giving gifts, sending texts, checking in on us, just doing so many amazing things for us. You know, it wasn't too long ago, kind of mid-October, that we found ourselves at the hospital at Cleveland Clinic, and Steve was in excruciating pain, and we didn't know what the cause of it was, and so they called a rapid response team, and that's basically like bringing the emergency room up into your room, and there were like 15 or 20 people, and there's somebody with a x-ray and somebody with something else, and they're all shouting out different things, and this one nurse got in Steve's face and said, "Look at me. That's all you've got to do is just look at me and breathe for the next 15 minutes, whatever." And we find ourselves with the Lord kind of saying that message to us right now is, you can't do this on your own. Just look at me and breathe. I'm going to bring a team around you that's going to help you through this season that's not supposed to be this way.
The next morning, God was real clear with me that He could do what He wanted to do, when He wanted to do it, and how He wanted to do it. And for me, during that rapid response, Kat, that nurse who got in my face and just said, "Look at me and breathe," was the key, I think, probably for me personally, mentally, to be able to make it through it. And we just feel like our best years are ahead of us. You know, we're 56 years old. God has called us to work with orphaned and vulnerable children, to work with young ladies, as Denise has been doing, as well as the business guys that the Lord continues in the States to want me to work with in coaching and consulting them. As you're considering celebrating the new year, or you might be watching this on New Year's Day, would you consider helping us get back on track personally, physically, by joining our team, either giving through the GoFundMe account, or if you need a tax-deductible receipt, being able to give through Bless the Children Ministries. We would love for you to be involved. We would love to be for you, and consider it a privilege for you to be a part of the team that God's creating. Thank you so much for so many people who have already given in amazing ways. The second thing is, if you are O positive or O negative in pretty good shape, we would love for you to consider being a living donor. You know, they take a piece of your liver and it grows back in about 6 weeks. But it allows us to have some predictability in our transplant, and a more healthy liver than probably we would get. You know, the third thing is, if you are interested or curious about the leadership development opportunities that God has given us, we're going to change the world through spiritual leaders who care about marginalized kids and families. And we would love for you to be a part of that. It's the most exciting thing, the thing that I have seen God's hand on most in my entire life. And so I can't imagine what the next 5, 10, 20 years are going to look like, you know, as we get through this.
Well, we truly, really are just amazed at how many people are praying for us, or telling their Bible study group to pray for us, or sending us messages and updates. It just really means a lot. It makes us feel like when we can't be physically with you guys, that we aren't alone in this. And so please continue to pray that he will get a transplant sooner than later, that he doesn't have to wait until he's really, really sick to get one, that possibility of doing a quicker transplant through some other hospitals like Duke that are doing transplants for people who aren't knocking on death's door for that. Pray for our sleep. Steve doesn't get a lot of sleep, and then I don't get a lot of sleep because he gets woken up through stomach pains, leg and hand cramps, things like that. And so, but he needs rest. So if you would pray for us to get good rest, and just whatever the Lord leads you to pray for, we feel it, we need it, and we just appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you, babe. Tomorrow is New Year's Day, and Alabama's going to play Michigan in the Rose Bowl, which we're excited about. But when they're interviewing Coach Saban and members of the team, usually one of two words comes up, either the word finish or the word team. And we're just asking you to join us in whatever way you would love, whatever way you're compelled to do, so that we can all together cross that finish line and hear Jesus say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." So join us. We love you. We appreciate you. And have a happy New Year.